Okay, guys, well, here we are again, ready to try an assignment on our own. In just a minute, I'm going to go through some examples of the type of problems you'll be working on your assignment today. So pay close attention. I think today's assignment is actually easier than yesterday's. This is pretty easy. So we're going to use the place value chart here on the first few problems to find the answers. Let's look at the directions. Read the questions carefully, write your answers in the answer boxes. Now, obviously, you're going to have answer boxes on the computer that you type your answer in. So I'm writing them. You'll be typing them on the document like you did yesterday. So this says we have 10 times 2,000s. Well, let's remember what he just told us in that video. I think that's a very easy way to think about it. So let's draw our 2,000s. And remember, when we have a times symbol, we go to the left, to the bigger place value. So 10 times 2,000s would be 2 10,000s. 2 10,000s, okay? So we could write it that way, 2 10,000s. But what's another way we could write that? 1 10,000, 2 10,000. So 10,000, 20,000. We could write it like 20,000. Okay? So 10 times 2,000s is 20,000. Now, 10 times 3 10,000. So let's do our 3 10,000s. 1, 2, 3 10,000s, and we've got the times, so we're going to go to the left. 10 times 3 10,000s is 300,000s. We could write 300,000s, or we could just put the number 300,000 like that. Okay, are you getting it? Anytime there's a times, we go to the left, but look at letter C. 4,000s divided by 10. And I'm going to have to pull up my next page to do the place value chart. 4,000s divided by 10. Here we go. Okay, so let's look at this. I'm going to do my 4,000s. 1, 2, 3, 4,000s divided by 10. That means I'm going to go to the right. So divided by 10. That means I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 400s. So 4,000 divided by 10 is 400s. And what number is that? 100, 200, 300, 400. Are you getting it? It's not so hard, is it? Now, solve the expressions below. Let's look at this next part here. Part 2. 10 times 6 10s. Well, if we are going to look at that, and we could use a place value chart. If you have a whiteboard, or if you have something like you could just use your piece of paper. We could draw these if we wanted to. So 10 times 6 10s. So let me draw this for us real quick. I'm going to zoom out in a minute, okay? All right, so here's our place value chart like the man in the lesson was showing us. So here's our 1s, 10s, 100s, thousands. I'm going to abbreviate, guys. 10,000s, 100,000s, and million. We won't do that today. All right, so question 2A says 10 times 6 10s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 10s. We move it to the what? Times, we move it to the left. So 10 times 6 10s would be what? It would be 600s. We can put the 6 in here, move it to the right, and it would be 600s. So we're going to write that as a number. What would 600s look like? Well, it would just be 600. 600. What if we had 700s and we multiply it times 10? Well, looking at our place value chart, here's the hundreds place. So if we had 700 and we multiplied it times 10, what are we going to get? We'll have 7,000. Now let's look at these first two again, and I want to show you a different way to think about this. So if we can understand that 6 tens is 60, okay, so that's 10 times 60. Now notice what we did. We move it to the left on the place value chart, which means we're adding another place. We're adding another zero. So notice 6 tens is 60. So if we multiply that by 10, we're just adding another 0 to 60 and making it 60, and add another 0, 600. That's how I learned it when I was in school. 700s times 10. Well, 700s is 700 times 10, which means we're moving it to the left one place. We're adding a place value. So that's going to be 700. And add one more 0 and makes it 7,000. So there's another way to think about this. But now we're looking at the division, 3,000s divided by 10. So pay close attention to your signs, which whether you're multiplying or dividing, excuse me, on your homework, because that's going to make a big difference. So 3,000s divided by 10. So let me erase this. Let's use my finger for now. 3,000s, 1, 2, 3, divided by 10 means we go the other direction, divided by 10, and that means we have what? We have 300s. So let's write that. We have 300s, which is what? 300. Okay? 3,000s divided by 10 is 300. Excuse me, I have a bunch of allergies today. 3,000 is 3,000 divided by 10. So when we're going to the right, instead of adding a 0 like we did up here, what do you think we're going to do? We're taking away a place value, so that 3,000, we mark off that last 0, becomes only 300. It had 3 zeros, but we take one away when we divide by 10, and it gives us only 2 zeros, 300. All right, this one says 6 10,000s. Let's draw that on our place value chart. 6 10,000s. Here's our 10,000s place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are we multiplying or dividing? 6 10,000s divided by 10, which means we're going to move it to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 thousands. And how much is 6 thousands? Well, it's 6,000, isn't it? 6,000. Okay, let's write this out like we did over here. 6 10,000s. Can you figure out what that would be? 1 10,000 would be 10,000. 2 10,000s would be 20,000. So if we went up to 6, it would be 60,000. So 6 10,000s is 60,000 divided by 10. And we're going to do it like we did on this one. We're not adding a 0. We're taking away a 0 because we're taking away a place value. So that 6,000 become, I did that wrong. That 60,000, taking away a 0 there, becomes 6,000. Forget that. This is where we take away the 0 from the original number. So 6,000. So taking away a 0 from 60,000 makes it only 6,000. We moved it to the right. All right, we've got one more here. Let's see if we can do it without that place value chart. 10 times 4,000s. Well, let's do it over here. 10 times 4,000s. How much is 4,000s? Well, it's 4,000. On the place value chart, we would have moved it to the left of the thousands place, which would be the 10,000s place. So it would be 4 10,000s. But we can do it this way too. Since we're multiplying, we're going to add a place. We're going to add a 0. So we're going to have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 2, 3, 4. And it makes it 40,000 for the answer. Got it? Doing good, doing good. Let's keep working. We're going to get through this. Okay, now the next one is what he was showing us there on that last video when we're putting more than one number in the place value chart. 4 10s and 3 1s. Let's look at that. So if we have 4 10s, 1, 2, 3, 4 10s, and 3 1s, what would that number be? 4 10s would be 10, 20, 30, 40. 1, 2, 3. 43 would be the number. So we have 10. Let's look at the problem again. 4 10s and 3 1s times 10. We're moving it to the left. So those 4 10s become 4 hundreds. And those 3 1s become 3 10s. So that becomes 430 is what it's going to be. So let's look at that this way. And here's how I would like you to think about this. If we draw this on top of this, 4 10s and 3 1s would be 43. And 43 times 10. We're adding that 0, aren't we? 43 times 10 is going to be 430. Look at this. If we have 2 hundreds and 3 10s, so 2 hundreds, 3 10s, but that's 23. That's not right. We have to put a 0 in the ones place because we don't have any ones. So 230 times 10. Okay, so we're multiplying, so we're going to add an extra 0 to this. So 230, we're going to add that because we added a place value. 2,300 is the answer. 7,800s. Let's look at our place value chart real quick. 7,000s and 800s. My place value chart's getting messy. 7,000s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And how many hundreds? 800s. Let's fix this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800s. Let me zoom out. So we're moving them to the left because we're multiplying by 10. So 7,000s becomes 7 10,000s. 700s becomes 7,000s. What's 7 10,000s? And what's 8,000s? So 7 10,000s. 1 10,000, that would be 10. 20,000, 30,000, it's 70,000. And then 8,000 more would be 78,000. So let's look at that like we were doing it on I think it's a little bit easier just to write it out here. If you want to use the place value chart to help you, that's great. But 7,800 as a number would look like this, wasn't it? Got a 7 in the thousands place, 8 in the hundreds place. We don't have any 10s or 1s. But we're multiplying by 10. We're moving to the left on the place value chart. So we're adding a place. We're adding a 0. So let's write this, 7800, but we're multiplying by 10. So we're going to add another 0, 10s, hundreds, ones, 10s, hundreds. Put your comma between the hundreds and the thousands place. 78,000 is the answer. Moving right along. We got a bunch to do today, don't we? Okay, let's do 2 more like this. 6,000s, 4 10s. Oh, we're going to have zeros in the middle of the problem this time. A 6 in the thousands place. Do we have any hundreds? No. Do we have any 10s? Yes. We have 4 10s. Do we have any 1s? No. So that number is 6,040. Do you see how I did that? We only have 6,000s. It doesn't give us any hundreds. It gives us 4 10s and no 1s. But notice this time we are dividing by 10. On the place value chart, we'd be moving to the right. This 6,000 becomes what? it becomes 600, and this 4 tens becomes 4 ones. And when we think about that, let's look at this. 6040, divided by 10. When we divide by 10, we're going to do the opposite of adding a 0. We're going to take away a 0. And what's that leave? 604. 604. Just like we said, that 6,000s becomes 600s, and the 4 tens becomes 4 ones. One more like this. 4 10,000s. So a 4 in the 10,000s place. Do we have any in the thousands place? No. Comma. Do we have anything in the hundreds place? No. We've got 3 tens. Do we have any ones? No. So that number is 40,030. Now, so we know if we're dividing by 10, we're moving everything to the right on the place value chart. So the 4 10,000s would become 4,000, and the 3 tens would become 3 ones. Or thinking about it by removing a place, removing a 0, divided by 10, we're going to take this 0 off and write those numbers. 4003. Put our comma after between the 1,000 and the hundreds place. And the answer is 4,003, just like we said. The 4 10,000s moved to the thousands, made it 4,000. The 3 tens becomes 3 ones. So the answer is 4,003. Explain how you solved 10 times 4,000s. Use a place value chart to support your explanation. That means we got to draw it. Explain how we solve 10 times 4,000s. So let's do our little place value chart here. All right, here's our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So if we have 4, and I'm going to label this thousands, hundreds, tens, ones, 10,000s. Okay, so 10 times 4,000s would be, moving it to the left, 4 times 10,000s would be 4 10,000s, or 40,000. We can put times 10 right here. So we can explain how we did that. We can write it out. We moved one place to the left because we multiplied by 10. Okay? Look at this one. Explain how you solved 4 10,000s, 3 tens divided by 10. Use another place value chart. We're going to have to draw a little bigger this time, more places. You're drawing it with me, I hope. So here's our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and millions. I drew one extra, didn't I? So this says 4 10,000s and 3 tens. 4 10,000s and 3 tens divided by 10. Well, remember we did, when we divide, we're moving it to the right on the place value chart, making it 4,003. Okay, so the answer is 4,003. We did that up there on part E in number 3. Look how I wrote that. Is that 4,003? Mr. Helton, put your brain on. 4,003. There we go. How do we do it? Well, if we divide, what do? We move one place to the right. All right, stick with me. We're almost done with this lesson. Number 6, Jacob saved $2,000 bills, $400 bills, and six $10 bills to buy a car. The car costs 10 times as much as he saved. How much does the car cost? Well, let's write this out. $2,000 bills. So we're going to put a 2, $400 bills, 4 in the hundreds place, 6 $10 bills, a 6 in the tens place. Do we have any $1 bills? No. So it's a 0. So Jacob did pretty good. He saved $2,460. But the car cost 10 times as much as he saved. Times 10. How much does the car cost? So that's asking us, how much does this car cost? If it costs 10 times as much as 2,460. We're removing a place to the left. We're adding a 0 again. So let's take that number there. Don't put the comma in yet. 2,460. If we multiply times 10, we're adding a 0 right there. And let's put our comma between the 100 and tens place. So the car cost $24,600. That's probably about what most cars cost. That's an expensive car, isn't it? All right, question number 7. Last year, the apple orchard experienced a drought and did not produce many apples. But this year, the apple orchard produced 45,000 Granny Smith apples and 900 Red Delicious apples, which is 10 times as many apples as last year. How many did it produce last year? This one's a little bit tricky. So let's write 45,000. That's a 4 in the tens thousands place and a 5 in the thousands place. We've got a 9 in the hundreds place. Do we have any tens or ones? No. So we put our zeros. That's how many that's how many apples they produced in all in the apple orchard this year. Okay. But last year they experienced a drought. They didn't produce many apples. This number they produced this year is 10 times as many as they produced last year. So this number's more by 10 times as much as they produced last year. So what do you think we need to do? We're not going to make it a bigger number because they did less than that, which means we're going to have to divide it by 10, aren't we? We're moving to the right on the place value chart because we're dividing by 10. When we divide by 10, remember we're not adding a 0, we're taking away a 0. So let's write those numbers, 4, 5, 9, 0, add your comma. So last year they produced 4,590 apples. Number 8, planet Ruba has a population of 1 million aliens. Planet Zamba has 100,000 aliens. Okay? How many times more aliens does planet Ruba have than planet Zamba? Okay, let's draw our place value chart here. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. I keep drawing an extra place. All right, so we'll label these. Ruba has a population of 1 million, and that's R for Ruba. Zamba has 100,000 right here. That's Zamba. How many times more aliens does Ruba have than Zamba? Well, here's Ruba, here's Zamba. So we move one place value to the left. What have we learned today? How many times more is this place than this place? It has 10 times more. It would be great to write a complete sentence and say, Ruba has 10 times more aliens than Zamba. We'll just keep it simple for right now because this has been a long video. Part B, write a sentence to compare the populations for each planet using the words 10 times as many. Well, that's what I just said we're going to do. So we can write Planet Ruba has 10 times as many aliens as planet, what's it called? Zamba. Period. All right. Now, those are the kind of assignments you're going to be working on your homework for today. Make sure you work really hard and do your very, very best. Thank you for listening to this very long video series today. See you later.